how to mitigate crises. I want to say crises. My bet's on crises. It's like one of those things where the professor says like, my slides are good enough, and they kind of bless you because they're like, you don't need the textbook. Let me save you a couple dollars here. Taking that time to just step away from things can just show you that the world is so big, right? Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm pretty much just going to do my best to remember what I can about the courses and content that I took last semester in school. So, if you're anything like me, if you're just stepping away from school, studies, or just something that you practice like a hobby and things like that, you forget things like QuickTime, like super easy. So, this is just a bit of a test for myself and hopes to also help relax you, keep you entertained, and I guess just a chat. Let's just have a conversation, you know what I mean? Let's talk. So yeah, I can tell you off the bat right now that I know I took 4 courses this winter semester. This winter semester being from September to December of this year. I apologize if there are gaps and things like that. I'm doing my best to remember what I took, but it's really kicking me in the butt right now. Okay, I remember one of the courses. So I had a morning course on Mondays, which I really liked. It was for professional communications. That's what the course was called. It was really awesome, and I feel like I did well there. Now, what was it about? Professional communications talked about professional communications. I don't know what else to say for that. You learn, like, I guess, how to mitigate crises. I want to say crises. My bet's on crises. Some of our assignments had to deal with like a company PR, public relations manager. I think that's what the person is, and how to mitigate a crisis that your company committed, and you would have to put yourself in a sample company's shoes and create a communication plan. So I think that gives a bit of an idea of what that course was about. It also talked about trends in today's media communication landscape. So like, I'm really drawing a blank on this one. Let's curbside that. Let's go to one that I just remembered right now, which is a geography course. And geography is a big thing. It's a big topic, right? We can agree on that. And this course talked about the geography of my area. So I live in a city, and pretty much this course talked about its history, so its development over the years, and it was really cool because we got to learn about the Aboriginals that used to occupy the land, and it really gives you an appreciation for the history and the culture behind where you're located. It was really cool to learn about facts like that, not only ancient history, but also modern developments with groups who moved in more recently, like in the 1970s, 80s, and things like that. So it gave you the history from like quite a range of, what am I trying to say here? Quite a range over a period of time, over a significant period of time, which was cool to learn about. So that's the geography course. I'm gonna go back to the communications course I was just talking about now, and let's see if I can remember some of the assignments I had to do for that. Well, in terms of assignments, I mean, like I told you, you'd kind of have to put yourself in the shoes of a professional communicator in a company, and you'd get simulations that you'd participate in, like writing letters between businesses, and like the one I just said earlier, mitigating a crisis with the public, between the company and communicating it to the public. Otherwise, from what I can remember, the assignments were pretty much just your classic short answer questions, a paragraph or two for each of them. That's the standard that we had for our class, for this particular class. And yeah, other than that, man, I think we're done with the professional communications course. Let's go back to the geography of my city course. So, I like that little, I was just doing there. Anyways, so I talked about how the course goes over the history of my location, but it also talked about some of the rampant issues in my particular area as well, such as highlighting topics like poverty, gentrification, topics like that pertaining to my specific city. So that was interesting to learn about and to get how can I say this? I guess for a lack of better words, an understanding of the things going on in your environment that you may not see. So that was pretty interesting because it was a course that was actually relatable to myself, right? And I think that's the best type of learning that you can have, is to be learning about something that you can really use in your life, right? I mean, that's what we're going to school for, I guess. Or maybe you just want that paper so you can get a job afterwards. Everyone has their reasons, and that's totally okay. So that was the geography course. I took 2 other courses, and they were both business-related ones, specifically related to one was an international business course and one was an entrepreneurship course. Let's talk about the entrepreneurship course because I really enjoyed that one. Not only was the course entertaining in and of itself, but I thought the assignments were pretty chill and cool as well. Like, one of our final assignments was pretty much to design a product and create, I guess, a business plan for it. So you'd have different parts of, like, for example, the product features, the price that it would take to put it together, the dimensions of each component, the marketing plan, and things like that. So it was like you were really starting from the ground up, trying to build a product, and innovate into, I guess, penetrate or innovate into a market. Yeah, I guess that's how I define that course because that's pretty much what it was all about. Okay, so let's talk about the 4th course, the International Business course. Now, this course was pretty cool as well. I mean, it dealt with international business in terms of, like, market entry strategies. Like, how does a company go into a new country? You gotta have strategies, right? And this course teaches you those kinds of things that you need. And it's I would say it highlights, like, obvious things that you would just kind of assume, but it kind of formalizes it, so it's like, oh, so I was right. I already knew that, but it kind of gives you more detail as to, I guess, the details behind those. For example, I'm really trying to look for the word here. I can't think of the word. Oh well, I think you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so those were my 4 courses that I took, and I think, okay, sidetrack. I took 4 courses because I wanted to pretty much have some flexibility in my schedule and some free time. I had the luxury of being able to take 4 courses while holding a job, and obviously I feel like I needed some free time to get out of my mindset for school and work, and having taken 4 courses definitely allowed me to balance both while also having a little bit of time for myself just to kind of chill and level set outside of those 2 environments, just to kind of level set, I guess. I describe it as level setting, like just chilling and stepping back and being able to relax again. I guess I'd call it you time, and I think that's super important when for anyone really, right? I mean, you kind of need your own time to just chill and collect yourself And if you're feeling like your courses or your work is consuming you, taking that time to just step away from things can just show you that the world is so big, right? Or at least in my opinion, it shows me that the world's so big. I'm not just tied into this work and this study life kind of thing. That's how I feel, at least. Everyone has different opinions, and that's totally okay. In terms of studying in the quarantine, last semester for me was all online, and I thought it was quite interesting. So, okay, so for three of these courses, the professional communications one, the international business one, and the entrepreneurship one, those ones were all done live, where the instructor would pretty much go over their lecture, their content, and things like that as they would in person, except this time it was just through a video camera. And, I feel my ways about it, but overall, I enjoyed learning online just because it allows for so much more flexibility. If you need to step out, you can do so freely, or at least that's how it was in my case. And yeah, I had one course that was asynchronous. Asynchronous, that's quite a word, eh? And from actually when I took this course, excuse me, there are some sounds coming. When I took this course, I didn't know what asynchronous meant, but basically, missed my glasses there. I hit my. I didn't know what asynchronous meant, but now I do because of the course, and it basically means it's self-taught. It's a fancy way of saying self-taught, and by self-taught is I mean that the instructor would post the materials in advance, and you could look at it at your own time. So instead of having the lecture every week, they would just post it online, and then you would study that stuff in your own time. Yeah, and that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that because for this course in particular, I picked up the content pretty fast. So for me, I wouldn't have to spend the full 3 hours watching the presentation. I could just kind of skim through the slides, do a bit of outside reading on my own time, and just help keep my schedule flexible and things like that. Obviously, in terms of just the student life at home in general, I appreciate the flexibility again just so much. How was your day? Are you doing all right? I hope that you are. I hope that your academics and that your family and that your work and that your relationships are doing well. It really is a difficult time. We could all use a helping hand, and I'm hoping that all you out there get the hand that you need, and I am giving you my well wishes. What can I say? I'm giving you my well wishes. I hope you all are doing well. Exams. Let's talk about how the exams were kind of scheduled for school, given that everyone's in quarantine. I thought it was interesting, some of my courses were open book, and having previously gone to school in person, open book, you'd have to have your textbook on you and things like that. Online, open book tests, you could use the lectures live and things like that through PowerPoint or through the website that they're posted on. So that was kind of neat. I didn't have to have all my books on me. I mean, some courses do require a textbook, but some of my courses this year didn't need one. So it was just kind of a matter of, it's like one of those things where the professor says, like, my slides are good enough, and they kind of bless you because they're like, you don't need the textbook, let me save you a couple dollars here. And I'm like, yes, thank you, man, thank you. Exams were pretty chill, pretty good. I think I feel pretty well for the amount of effort that I was able to put in. I guess that's it. I'm just gonna wrap this video up here. We've gone over some of my, you know what, I think I remembered everything that I could about last semester at the moment, Maybe this will just be a part 1 video. Maybe there'll be a part 2. But for now, hopefully you are exhausted and I bored you enough. Thank you for watching. I hope that you continue to stay safe and be well, and that you have a fantastic day, night, wherever it is, wherever you are. See you later. Thanks for stopping by.